Bears have declined Trubisky's option. I understand why they did it.
Oh no, I'm so sad.
They were going to have to pay
Poor
him
Mr.
$24
Trubisky.
million if the fifth-year option was picked up next year. You know what? If he's worth that, I will give him a new contract. He can get whatever. If he's worth that contract next year, he will get a new contract and be paid like he wants to be. But that's because this is a proving year. They didn't trade for Nick Foles for Mitch Trubisky to be. I just don't feel like he's going to be the starter this year. I feel like it's going to start out as Nick Foles. I don't think you bring him in here if that's not your thought. And if for some reason Mitch Trubisky comes in here and competes and wins the job, then I'm fine with it. That's fine by me. But I think at this point, it's like Nick Foles' job to win, and why would they give him the fifth-year option at this point?
I think Big Cat made a hilarious point on the Part of My Take podcast when he's like, I just have a bad feeling about this, that like Mitch is going to have a great year and then he's going to have a grudge, and then the Bears will pay him a ton, and then he's going to go back to sucking. Like that does have to sit somewhere in the back of your mind. But I think this is, for right now, where they sit, this is the right move. And like you said, if he proves it and you got to overpay a little bit, and then he maybe, can prove that he's a top 15, top 10 quarterback, then even better, But like right now, it's the move you have to make.
You can't accept that option. You can't have him sitting there knowing that he is going to at least make $24 million next year. Like, that's not the incentive that you want right now.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want that looming over your head.
Yeah, I agree 100%. There's just no reason to pick up that option right now. He's done nothing to show that he can be the guy in the future. And let's say he does have a great year next year, fine. You can pay him some money and sign him to an extension. Like, that's fine. But there's no reason to bring in Nick Foles here and then, like Zach said, and then not play him. That makes no sense. Because Nick Foles he's won a Super Bowl. He's a guy who, he's not going to like just change the franchise, obviously. He's not there. He's too old to do that stuff. But he's a guy who can at least bring some normalcy for 2 years while the Bears still have a good defense. And then maybe you can, I don't know, run the table a little bit in the playoffs and get to a Super Bowl. But Mr. Trubisky's not that guy.
Yes, he didn't come back from the collarbone injury and play the greatest, but they took him out because they didn't want him to get hurt anymore or whatever. They didn't pull him just because they thought Gardner Minshew was. I don't think they thought he was like better than him in a way. I still think Nick Foles would be their starting quarterback. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I'm not going to sit. The whole thing was, look at last year where he got hurt. He broke his collarbone, tried to come back. It didn't work out. They weren't in it anyways, so they just kind of sat him. So I'm looking forward to a fresh start for Nick Foles. And you said there's.
And I'm sure you guys saw it, but there was like a stat out there that like different categories where Mitch ranked. And there was like some categories where he ranked like 33rd and 34th out of all quarterbacks. There's only 32 NFL teams. So the fact that they had the wherewithal to go and try to find an out, if he's going to continue to put up those kinds of stats, I mean, obviously you're talking about, back end of all starting quarterbacks, way back end, to bring in some competition. And like you said, if you light a fire under him, great. If not, then then you have a quarterback this year, and then you start searching, in the draft process next year.
Hopefully we have football just to be able to figure this all out. That's all I'm worried about at this point.
And I mean, the Bears are the only team in the NFC North right now with the quarterback controversy, right? Packers.
We have Rodgers.
There is a controversy there. They don't just draft a quarterback right now. Okay, I'm not saying for this year, but clearly they're looking for the guy of the future, and they're thinking Aaron Rodgers ain't it.
No, that's what you do when you have a 36-year-old quarterback.
Yeah, but I think he's probably pissed off, right? He wants some help, and they're draft a quarterback.
No, I think you're very wrong.
So you think Brett Favre is just lying to everybody, saying that Rodgers?
I've said this over and over and over. I'm not saying it wasn't the right pick, but he is mad about it. You can't sit here and say. He even made it clear when he heard the pick when he was on the show. He would want somebody. I'm not saying that they didn't make the right pick for the organization going forward, but for Aaron Rodgers in the moment, he would have liked to see someone that would help him right now.
Yeah, All I'm saying is he got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. The Bears had Aaron Rodgers, which we're not lucky enough to have a guy like that. But if we had Aaron Rodgers, I'm pretty sure I'd want the Bears to be drafting
Yeah.
anybody who
And
could
like I
help
said,
them
maybe
win
he'll be a
in
great
the
quarterback,
now,
but
not
in the
in
moment,
3 years.
he's not going to like it.